Need caffeine on tap.
He is not. We're running on false promises so far.
Wow.
Okay. All right, Lula.
Now what's here?
All right. Now don't be judging when I say this at first.
Oh,
Okay.
you know how much.
Yeah. Okay. But my new song.
Okay.
Is the ratchet version of "I Will Always Love You."
Girl.
It's
Did you
gonna
say
come
the
out.
ratchet version of I?
Listen, you go. How should I send
Shut
this?
the fuck up.
No, you will understand when you hear it.
Okay.
If I sent you a thing for
Eric,
Hold
maybe you
up.
should try being like a snake charmer, but like
What
play,
did
like,
you just
text
do?
music. See if it'll come up.
It's against my religion.
Hey, today's
I
Wordle
just emailed you something.
Okay.
Would you be able to listen to that now on the platform provided without there being any issues?
No comment.
Wait, hold on.
I never did it to begin with, to be fair.
Because if you could, you let me know when you about to start.
Hey, Slacks.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Who do you have winning the Super Bowl?
Chiefs, they have to for Swift.
Hot take. I don't give a flying fuck about the Super Bowl anymore.
Go
Yeah.
Sports.
Against the Bills
Me
suck.
too. Me too.
Go
Me too.
Sports. Listen, I'll show up to the Super Bowl party, all right? But that's just to be social and eat.
Don't lie.
Next.
You're just there for the food. Don't even. You better like front that. That's all it
That's
is.
what
at the
he
end of
just
the day.
said, Flop.
Yeah, that's exactly what I just said.
Wait,
No,
hold
you're
on.
there to
Are you ready?
socialize. Don't
Let me
lie.
know when
You're
you're
just there for the
ready.
food.
Obviously, you know, this ain't so safe. So, like, you know, make sure you're doing what you
Oh.
need to.
Gorwin?
You know what I mean?
No, look at.
Look at that. We
Oh.
talked about football.
Is that the same one?
Yes, but no.
Oh.
It ain't got the same.
It don't have this pizzazz.
Correct. Correct. But you know what? Just for the sake of lyrics, if you want, we could do that one.
Let's do that one.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Hey, tell me one.
I'm ready. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
What are we doing? I pulled out my gun. What are we doing?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, okay. Hey, I hear, numbers, random oranges, I mean, fruits, random vegetables, you name it. If I hear something I don't think I'm supposed to hear, I'm pulling out my damn gun at this point. I don't give a shit. Hell, I
Lula,
wasn't
I'm
even
telling
here.
you, this is my theme song.
Hell,
gets
I've been
better.
right about damn near everything over the last month, and here we are. Okay.
Yeah.
Line.
All right. Let me play.
This
some
is
music.
Rhodes' song, by the way, moving
Oh, you got
forward.
it?
I'll just bring it.
Is this not me through and through?
You're so annoying. You're so fucking annoying.
I'm just saying that other version got a bit of some background, you know, that belong in this.
Dab, I have a question.
Zach, you need someone to talk.
What?
I'm trying to shut the fuck.
Are,
Shut
are you
up. You're
implying in that photo that we need new bathrooms?
I'm not sure actually.
No, I'm done with you.
Do we
Goodbye.
need
There
I'm
being
trying to
cameras
shut the
in the
fuck up.
bathroom is definitely not a good start. So we
Okay,
should
well,
probably-
listen, I've asked for those to get removed many times. I don't know why the maintenance guy's not removing them. I'm not sure.
I think we need to look into this maintenance guy.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Where do you think average sizes are averaged?
What
Like
country
5
we're
and a half.
talking about?
Well, apparently Los Santos.
Average size of what?
This my jam,
No comment.
Lula.
Is everybody here?
Bitch, I'm judging you, but it's okay.
With,
Alright,
like
we'll
I
get
said,
started here in
without the
1 minute.
background, you know,
Very
Yeah,
well.
it ain't.
Please
it ain't
Gonna
as good,
hit
but-
the way that it's gonna hit. Okay,
Mhm.
hold on. You know what you should be listening to? Let me put you on really quick.
Ooh.
On that new era, that new bad bitch level of cuntiness that will really step your petty
Ooh.
game up. Okay, hold on.
Okay. Eric, thank you for the 47 months. I wish I had vocals.
See, this is the energy you should be on. Okay? You should be on this energy.
A moment.
God damn it.
Okay.
What
Wait a second.
This will put some pep in your fucking
Mirror
step,
Park.
you know?
Oh no, the song we were just listening that puts pep in my step.
Well, honestly, we should just let them shoot each other.
To the
and just
grave.
Go sit at Crusade Medical, and by the time they bring them in, we'll just GSR everybody coming in. Like, hello?
I'm
I've heard
crying.
worse ideas.
I'm gonna be. I mean, why just not just GSR everybody coming? I mean, they got to end up somewhere. Like, hello? Are we stupid?
There's no 911, so far so good.
Oh, I like the. Wait, 911's for what?
It wasn't a
Shots
shots
fired.
fired. It was just the person
Oh.
with person with firearm.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, it starts with that, ends up with somebody getting shot.
Yeah.
Ooh, this a bop.
Yeah.
All right,
Lula
welcome everybody
put
to
you
our
on.
Shift 3 meeting. It is January 30th, 2024. I am Captain Slacks, hosting this meeting. There's a lot to discuss. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot that happened
Ooh.
last shift.
Ooh.
And it might bleed to this shift because we know that there's been ongoing conflict during Shift 2 and Shift 3 and early Shift or late Shift 1 when it comes to what I'm going to talk about. However, before I proceed, you know, a lot of times we're being placed in a position where you have to make a quick judgment call. A lot of times you're placed in a high stress situation where there's a lot of moving parts and pieces and there's a lot of people involved and you don't know who's who and who's the potential criminal, who's the victim, who's the witness, who's involved, what is you need to document. I understand things can be hectic. I understand this job is going to be very challenging. However, everybody here should be able to pull their own weight. Everybody here should be able to know what they're doing, and if they have any issues, just be able to ask questions for help. And if there's anything you ever need, follow the chain of command. But the most important thing is our fundamentals. Just like any profession, just like any career, you need to bring your A game every single time. And when there's reports of shots fired, when there's reports of ongoing activity between two parties going at it and potentially violent, everybody has to lock it in. And we got to do our due diligence to make sure that we detain everybody on the scene. We do the scene control. We try to do everything we can to investigate who's involved, right? And I'm only saying this not because it's one of those things where it's due job announcements, because I'm seeing it fail on scenes multiple times. And
Well,
we need to do a better job. Because while we can say, well, we don't have the necessary tools to help us, and I totally agree, we are definitely down bad. However, you don't need any tools to just practice your fundamentals. You don't need any PD tools to make sure that you do your job correctly, that you investigate, you detain, you GSR, you question, you write down statements, right? Those fundamentals are
Oh, I'm
very
about to pop
important
off.
to
Well,
our
I'm
policing,
about to
what
get
we're trying
hot.
to do.
Ooh.
Understood?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
Understood.
So here's the
We
thing.
may not
There's
need
been
tools, but we
ongoing
need
conflict
people.
between now two different parties. There was an incident happened in Jamestown between Mr. K and Rami and Mosley's and the people Mary, and it seems like there's some sort of back and forth going on. There's also Popular Motorworks and Dundee getting involved, trying to burn down her house. You also have the company and the sanitation guys going at it. Now, ever since the company war has started sanitation, there used to be probably 7-8 crews doing sanitation. Now there's probably 1, 2, 3 max. People are afraid to do their job in sanitation. People are scared because they know they cannot be protected. They know the second they clock in sanitation, someone will find them and shank them and stab them. So what I'm asking from everybody here is to try to do proactive policing, proactive patrolling, officer presence, be near those locations where the temperatures and the amount of crime is very hot, right? And we need to be proactive in a way to, if something does happen, we're either around the corner or nearby to where we can move in quickly and swiftly and try to assess the threat and deal with it as soon as possible. Any questions about that?
No, but I just think to add on that, I think proactiveness after the calls already happened is a big thing. We're like falling asleep whenever things are already happening on scenes and stuff. No one's stepping up, grabbing 95s. No one's taking statements. We gotta get to that.
That's Can I pause for a second? That's where communication needs to happen. Hey, you're taking Sam. It's you. You're detained at 95. Just talk to each other. You shouldn't be strangers on scene. Hey, listen, Kilkidis, you're gonna be taking that 95. I'll take that guy right here. Work as a team, right? Don't see each other's ranks. See each other's teammates. Work in a scene, and we need to work together to make it happen because I can't do it alone, right? I can't do everything alone. If I do, I'm end up naturally cutting corners because I'm trying to do multiple things at once, and that leads to bad police work or poor police work. If nobody else is stepping up, you step up and you try to delegate people roles. Cletus?
Oh, sorry. I thought I put my arm down.
Okay. Turner?
In terms of meeting, yeah. I got another part to put in. Are you talking about this situation specifically?
Just in general.
In general. Okay.
So
Some of you on the...
I have a question though about all this before we move on to the next topic. To the next stop. So like if we see like let's just say these groups like swinging at each other or doing whatever they're doing, like let's say they're using melee weapons. Is it kind of like if they run like we're going and swinging with the baton, or is it still like the normal kind of chase procedures at that point?
Can you elaborate? What you arrive on scene, they just shank each other and they fled, or what are you trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean they're trying to flee. Like let's say they're attacking each other. Is it like hey, stop? Or we're gonna start swinging. Or stop? Or we're gonna be shooting.
Shooting.
Or are we letting
If they're
them
using
leave and
melee
we're just
weapons,
chasing
do
them like
not
normal,
get close to
chasing
them at all with the baton. Use your lethal. You verbalize. If they don't stop, you will deploy lethal force on them.
Okay,
You're talking about they're still an active threat.
I mean, I could be. No, I was talking about. Let's say one side comes out on top, and then now they're starting to scatter.
Right, but how do you know who's the aggressor and who's the attacker, right?
Well, that's why I'm asking. What are we doing? Is it like, hey, stop, and if you keep running, I'm gonna start smacking.
That's what I did that shit twice in 2 days. Both
I mean,
times with
they
the American flag in my hand.
can't even claim self-defense if they're not willing to inform the police when the threat no
That's what
longer
I'm saying.
exists.
Like, if it's still ongoing, I completely understand, the stop or I'll shoot, But let's say we get on scene and, let's just say that there's one person standing over the body. There's like 3 people standing over the bodies of 3 other people. And then now they're all starting to run. Are we beating them down then if they don't stop?
Are they attacking with melee weapons?
He's gonna say use your
Let's
best
just say it's a
judgment.
melee brawl, like Gangs of New York.
So okay. So you arrive on scene and you see what 3 individuals over a body with melee weapons out.
3 individuals over 3 bodies. Let's just keep it simple. It was a
Every
3 on 3, a
situation's
3 on
different.
3.
Use your best judgment.
Okay.
Calm.
Since you don't know who's the aggressor and who's the attacker, I would deploy lethal force. Sorry, less lethal. My apologies. I'll use a baton if they run off. Now, if you know for a fact one is an aggressor and you saw the stabbing, I would give him a warning and then I would shoot.
Okay, so if you don't know who the aggressor is, stop or I'm gonna start swinging.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
But if you do know the aggressor, definitely use your lethal and end the situation as soon as possible.
Okay, so I need clarification then, Lex. You want to pull out a baton against a wrench or a knife. You don't know who the aggressor is.
Only if they're running off and not posing a threat, while the weapons are, not brandished, of course. And now if they're running off with weapons, keep your weapons out and keep a distance and tell them if they don't stop, you are going to shoot. It just really depends on the circumstances, right?
Oh, here it comes. Use your best
I mean,
judgment.
to me, it just sounds
May
like the other
happen.
day, Tennessee Garner. They're deadly weapons, regardless of if it's a gun or not.
Absolutely, but you need to articulate a reasonable belief that
Yeah,
person's going to pose
yeah.
a danger, right? So.
Yeah,
I seen what them shits can do. I mean, hell, I seen a wrench take out 3 son of bitches in one swing, and I've seen a gun shoot somebody 9 times and ain't take them out. Hell, I took 18 the other day.
But we have
damn, you know 50?
50, right?
It was 50
I'm-
Cent who was shot 9 times, right?
Well, also, it's not safe to approach a melee weapon.
Okay,
if they
just
have
making
wrenches
sure.
and knives and you're trying to approach them with a baton, 9 10 times they're going to get that swing on you before. So keep your distance, 21 feet, have the gun drawn. They take off with weapons out, you warn them and you shoot. If they stash the weapon away or they
What did you just do?
tucking away into their belt,
Thank
and
you
they
for
take
the
off, you pull out your
57
baton,
months. I
you warn them
appreciate
stop.
it.
They'll stop. You attack
I'm
them
glad
in
you've
front.
reclaimed your emotes.
Clear enough to everyone?
What if they get inside a vehicle?
Pursue
Pursue 'em.
after them. And then once they're on foot, you tell them to stop and you beat them.
All right.
Give 'em
Same
a violent felony,
question,
right? You
but
chase them
with
till the wheels come off.
with a weapon. They're shooting a firearm and they get into a car. Are we saying, hey, stop the car, or you're gonna get shot? Yeah,
Depending on what's going on. Was it action discharge? They shot somebody? What did they do?
they're shooting people.
Yes, absolutely. You
Okay.
warn them. You have
That's
positive
something
ID.
just
You
make sure.
shoot to kill. There's no shooting the engine. You shoot to kill.
I guess kind of like as a slight follow-up to that, let's say, they're all people of the streets. You know, I ain't talking to cops, so you can't determine who the aggressor is, Is it just get medical for everyone, take all the weapons and cut them loose, or is it you want to hit them with like disturbing the peace?
I would go with whatever probable cause you have. If you
I'd
get
get-
information, push for charge. If you can't, you can't. Just go with what you have, basically. Make the best out of it.
Yeah, if you can't tell who's the aggressor, who's the defender, I'm also not going to be taking people's equipment, right?
You could take it as evidence, but that's why I'm asking.
Sure,
I
you can
mean-
take it as evidence, but that means you got to give it back if we conduct or conclude our investigation, right?
Okay, I actually have a really good question.
Mm-hmm.
So
You might have the
somebody
same question I had.
somebody got the right to remain silent, right?
Mhm.
But what if
Right.
they also have the legal obligation? They are
Yep, there it is.
required to inform us as to what transpired. If they fail to do so, then it's no longer considered self-defense based on legislation, right?
Yeah, that'd be a
If
felony
someone-
obstruction of justice, wouldn't it?
Well,
Rhodes?
no. What I'm saying here is,
Okay, then.
well, I mean, yes, to a degree. I guess you could say that. But are we utilizing this legislation
We should.
at the
we
very
should.
at the very
The
bottom?
last line is actually very important. We
Right.
should.
So my question becomes, if somebody decides to not speak with us, right? What should we be charging them with? Are we changing it from this is no longer self-defense because you failed to follow through with the stand your ground concept here? Or are we pushing an obstruction charge on that basis? Because this literally does state they are required to. And if
I
they
would
fail to
go
do
with-
so,
I would go disorderly conduct. If you don't have any probable cause of articulating how an attack happened, they're not willing to tell you what's going on, I would go with the minimum with disorderly conduct. Now, if you're able to push charges and show that, hey, this was not self-defense, go for it. Like you said, the last line matters. They have
Well-
to inform of what happened, right? Afterwards.
if it's not deemed self-defense on the basis that they didn't follow through with every step required here, should we not just instead push?
Yes, push a charge of assault with
Okay.
deadly. Yes.
All right, understood.
Wait, hold on. What is you're talking about questioning and they don't want to say nothing?
Yeah, I asked them what
Which
happened.
article?
The very last one, under the
Article
under the
8.
Constitution, defense
Okay,
of
I'm with
self and others. Person can use force to defend themselves or associates in their vicinity when they actually and reasonably believe that they're in danger of serious bodily harm or death. However, person is required to take reasonable steps, such as stepping back or walking away, that are consistent with the person's own safety to try to avoid the necessity of taking someone's life. As soon as imminent danger is past, persons are required to inform authorities of what has transpired.
Yeah, I mean,
I
the last
haven't
line
had a
is
lot of
very
people.
important.
I haven't had a lot of people telling me that they don't know what happened. That they're not going to talk to me. They just say they don't know what happened. They're not sure what happened. It's
Or they
fuzzy,
claim
because
it's
most
just,
of the time
you
it's
know,
the victims that are
yeah.
left behind.
Yeah, like they're injured, they don't recall what's going on, and all blacked out, lights went out, things like that. That's a lot of sims I get too.
I think I'd be. I don't think I'd be pushing no charge on anyone that's saying they don't recall what happened exactly.
I mean, can we not? Okay, so look, read the charge for felony obstruction of justice. If I have somebody that tells me I don't talk to the ops or to hell with y'all, I'm not a snitch, then they are intentionally hindering the discovery, apprehension, conviction, or punishment of a person who committed a crime.
Except they're not legally obliged to tell you what happened, right? That's what Miranda rights are.
But you're right, but they're not remaining silent. They are making it very clear that they are intentionally not speaking to you.
So
That's-
so they do
don't
have the right to remain
speak.
silent.
Right, but how do you know they're intentionally hindering? Do you know
Because
for a
they said
fact-
I don't snitch. If they say I don't snitch, I don't talk to the cops, then yes, they have declared that they have now intentionally decided to not help you apprehend a suspect. So it is absolutely a felony obstruction. Like there's no you can't convince me the way this is worded and that it ain't. I will start pushing this on every single son of a bitch who tells me that.
I think that's a quick way for the DOJ to say, all right, we'll just rewrite the law and then tell you to F off pretty much.
Okay, well, until that happens, then
So,
I
so,
think we
so
do
what does
it
the right
because
to remain
nobody's-
silent mean?
Yeah,
It means you remain silent.
Right.
And anything you say can and will be used against you.
Right. So if they don't want to speak, they don't have to speak.
Right, but if they do speak and then say, I don't speak to cops, I'm not a snitch, they have taken their right to speak, and it is now being used against them because they have declared that they are intentionally hindering the apprehension of a criminal. There's no way. There's no way in hell you're convincing
But
me
you have
otherwise.
to, but you have to articulate that
I'm
though,
gonna butt
more
in
than
real
just
quick.
go ahead, Flop.
I have had multiple instances coming onto a scene where someone genuinely was not involved. They just don't like the police. Am I to assume that just because they don't like the police, it's now felony obstruction? I'm to assume that they were involved or witnessed?
Yeah, so if you're working a case, for example, Cletus, and you have somebody involved who witnessed what happened, then afterwards you wouldn't even talk to them and say, yo, you say, hey, sir, ma'am, can you tell me what happened? And their response, I don't talk to the police and not snitching. If you can articulate that they were present, they witnessed what happened, then a felony obstruction would apply. Because if they saw what happened, they're not willing to tell you, that is intentionally hindering your investigation.
Okay, that's fair. Actually, you're absolutely right. Because they could just say, I don't talk to the police, but you don't actually know if they were there. So if they say, you ask them, were you here? Sir, ma'am, were you here? Yes, I was here. Did you see what happened? Yes or no? Okay, well, you tell me what happened. I don't talk to the police. There you go. There's the 3 steps. 3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah,
So
I know. Hey,
the
listen,
witness
listen.
portion actually makes this very interesting because in the event of, let's say, a court case, right, a witness can't plead the fifth, right? They're not at risk of self-incrimination. So they're legally required to answer.
Right.
But Cornwood
If
brings
they
up a
declare
good point,
themselves as a witness.
unrelated to just this situation, because I actually think there's a better way to deal with this, specific to stand your ground, which is if they don't tell us and have followed through with all steps of stand your ground, I think they should not have a valid reason to self-defense, and as a result get charged with, let's say, assault with a deadly or whatever it is, right? But in this specific case with felony obstruction and someone intentionally hindering the discovery, in a court of law, someone is required to answer again, and they can't plead the fifth if they're a witness because they're not at risk of self-incrimination. So how do we apply that in our situation where most times we have people in a cell and not in a courtroom? Because I'm very curious about that.
I don't think we as law enforcement can force anyone to testify to anything or say anything. I think in a court of law it might be different. I don't think us as law enforcement.
So I
can
request a bench
require
trial.
witness.
You make them. I don't know. You
You can send them as a witness, and the judge can order them to speak or not speak. I don't. That's not. We can't force someone to speak. I don't think we have a charger. I don't think charging someone for not speaking to law enforcement. We can't do that.
Okay, well, what if somebody
not
says, hey, I just shot this guy and there's a guy dead on the ground? Well, we're charging him for speaking that. You see what I'm saying? Because we don't know if he did or not. We have no evidence
to support it now. Well, he stated he's self-admittance, right?
Right.
Do you have a gun? Is he GSR positive? Do you have evidence to support your arrest?
No,
You still
let's
gotta
say
do it
let's
just
say
'cause
let's
he
say we don't
stated
have
it.
any of that. Yeah, let's say we don't have any of that. We only say, hey, I shot this guy 30 minutes ago, and I've been standing here waiting for y'all to pick him up.
Do you have any evidence to support it? I mean, would I arrest him based on his own admission if he's Mirandized or if it's spontaneous utterance? Sure, I might go ahead and arrest him.
Yeah,
If there's any
hell, I
pushback,
would.
if there's pushback, that's a different story, right?
But I mean, yeah. I mean, I might arrest him, take him to court, and bench trial, and all of a sudden he's like, "No, I just said that." And then you say, "What evidence do you have?" And you're like, and then they get your ass because they're just trying to waste your damn time.
You testify in court that under Miranda, he stated that he shot the person. This person was shot. Now they're gonna start asking for evidence, though, right?
Yeah.
So it can be a bit of a slippery slope there, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. Because I'm trying to be difficult here. I'm really not. But I'm sick and tired of people not respecting us because they think we don't do shit. I'm telling you, I hear it all damn day. I run out there every damn day. There's people that they think we don't do nothing. All the cops show up. Okay, they showed up 30 minutes late. They didn't respond to my call. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. You know, I'm telling you, this is the only, they got to find out. Okay. And if they don't want to find out, we got to let them know. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, but we don't
have
make the
to put our
rules
foot down.
of when we make them know, right?
Right,
We have
but
rules that we
within the
abide by,
rules.
laws that we abide by.
Yeah, but within the rules.
Charging someone for obstruction if they don't want to talk to the police is not a
But that's
not a
not
correct
that's
charge.
Captain. With all due respect, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if they have now stated that they were there, they state that they're a witness, and then they state that they refused to speak with me after saying that they were a witness to a crime, saying that they were there, and then saying that they refuse to speak with me, then at that point, yes, you are stopping the apprehension of a criminal because they might know. Well, here's the thing. Now you say, do you know who did it? So maybe that's another thing you need. So 4 steps.
I think there needs, maybe we've got to talk to DOJ about this, but we can't force people to state anything. We can't force them.
No, we can't force them. But I mean, what I'm saying is if they're saying the rest of it all the way leading up to it, and then they stop right there. Because if they just say I don't talk to the cops and they leave, I think Captain Slacks, I think your argument, you know, in court, that's what they would say, and they actually would be absolutely right. Because who's to say they even saw what happened? Okay, yeah, actually you're right. So at that point, they're not really, because their statement that they give might not help us at all.
Can I request a bench trial for charges I'm pushing?
No, it'd have to be them.
That's a long time ago.
Why?
I mean,
If I need a witness to
it was rude,
testify
remember?
who's unwilling to speak to me, and the only means I have is to have a judge call them into court, how do I go about doing that without it being
I'd
a
be
bench
curious
trial?
if we talk to DOJ
Yeah,
about this. see
no,
what they
we
say.
could do that. Just place on a docket instead of taking them bench trial. And then they'll be subpoenaed to someone show up to court. If they don't, they'll get contempt.
I mean, what's the difference then between like this is like splitting hairs at this point, but between a bench trial versus open court versus open court? I'm not requesting a bench trial. I'm going to open court with my suspect.
I mean,
I feel like it would make it would. I mean, I guess in the defense of the other individual who's you know, being charged with stuff, but I don't know.
You're just not going to see a cop take somebody to bench trial unless the criminal wants to take it to bench trial. Because a lot of times they'll just say, process me, I'm good, send me up. Coco?
A lot has run through my mind. Sorry, go ahead.
Someone with a gun at Senior Buns.
Another day that ends in Y.
What,
Wait,
how,
what?
How do you know that? What?
It's a brandishing call.
That was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, it was a brandishing call 5 minutes ago, but we've not had any calls of a gun being used at Senior Buns.
Those can also be hunting rifles, no?
They can be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could be. Yeah.
Some of these locals got to take education courses in, you know, what guns are dangerous and what aren't.
A hunting rifle is dangerous.
Hunting
Well,
rifle can be.
Well, the ones that we have the
Not
safety.
according to
Got
Crane. Not
safety
according to
trigger, yeah.
Crane.
Yeah, Crane says they have safety triggers, and we don't have to worry about them.
Okay, yeah, but you know what I mean.
So,
Any gun should still be treated with proper safety.
agreed.
I have one more question. Is
Yeah.
there anything we can do about these? I'm seeing a lot of, like, my last 3 shifts, we've gone in like 4 or 5 bicycle chases, and it seems almost never ending. I was gonna see if we have like what is the best measure for us to take against chasing bicycles?
Cut them off, get them against the wall, hop off your
Open the
bike,
door.
tase them.
You got to find a way to corner them and tase them. That's your best bet. Get in
Drive,
front of them.
drive by them and open a door.
I just have a question now.
Yeah.
Then, if you're saying tase, okay, so a flop might be able to add on to this, but I mean, wouldn't
You mind speaking
tasing
up,
them?
Lucas?
Oh, sorry. Wouldn't tasing them be breaching our use of force?
Only if they have resisted cuffs.
Okay.
So
You can
tase
tackle
them.
people off bicycles.
Oh, that too. There you go.
Yeah,
That's
good
a
luck
little
catching
scary,
up to
but
them
I
at
mean,
40 miles an
yeah,
hour.
I don't know how that's gonna
They're
happen.
I mean, I'd rather just pull in front of them and hope they hit me at that point.
I'll be honest. If you took our Vapid Cruisers on a bicycle off the line, the bicycle would.
Well,
about that.
I don't
They're
Any
not that bad right
opposition
now.
to London
Yeah, they're not
styling
that
them? You know,
Well, see,
I don't want to be
know,
that
I'm just
guy.
curious because tasing would then like your kind of.
So we're not
skipping
tasing
stuff, I
unless they've
guess?
resisted.
Correct.
Right.
So try to tackle him, try to corner him, try to get him off that.
The only time that we're ever going to skip taser, which is something we've talked about in the past, or skip the use of force if somebody hasn't resisted and tase them, is if they're sitting in a car, they're perfectly boxed, they're sitting there consistently for 10, 20, 30 seconds saying they're not going to get out of the vehicle. At that point, then you're going to skip it and they're not going to get out of the vehicle, then you're going to do a taser.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I was just curious with the bike thing because we had that run in earlier and we didn't want to skip any steps, so we didn't tackle, etc. Like it was just until they fell off their bike on their own accord, and then it
You
just
can
moved
bump
on
them
from
off,
there.
but you got to be very careful with that, right?
Right.
It's a matter of,
That's
you
what we
know.
were worried about, like running them over, etc. So we didn't advise anyone of doing that.
You can definitely put your vehicle in front of them.
Car door's a good idea. Open up if you got a passenger, open up the passenger door.
No, don't smack him with the car door.
I don't think that's what we should do.
No, please. We'll
You
get
like
sued.
break their leg or their face.
Or you might
Yeah,
break
I
your
don't
own
see
leg.
how it's a whole lot different than blocking them off with a car too.
Yeah, what's the difference? But yeah, I mean, not like I'm not saying like you hit them at 40 miles an hour with the car door open, car door open. But if I pull in front of them and then open the car door, then open the car, that sounds very similar to pulling in front of them with the car.
It sounds like a VCT to me. Vehicular combat training.
We don't teach that. We don't teach
Okay.
that here in the department.
Okay.
This is something outdated, big time. All right. Anything else we need to talk about? Because, like I said, there's a lot going on. Be safe.
damn.
I've authorized vest patrol for the time being because there's multiple gunmen. There's been 3
Oh.
cops have been robbed today, me included.
Oh my god.
Coco
Was
got
that- wait-
robbed. Not Coco. Sorry. What's his name?
Bobby,
Buck-
sorry, Bobby.
Bobby got robbed. And I believe Aldo got robbed earlier too as well.
I got robbed.
Bones as well.
Bones got robbed. So
You got
4
robbed.
guns.
Is it 4 or 5?
4 cops got robbed today.
In a general sense, obviously, like the gloves are off. But are we going to straight to shooting when it's safe?
Absolutely. If you get robbed of your gun, and we're able to keep an eye on the suspect who held you up and did that, we're gonna warn them over the radio. Oh, sorry, the megaphone. If they don't stop, we'll deploy lethal force and they'll be shot.
Okay.
Cap, how do you feel about people having an extra gun in their lockbox until things slow down?
I gotta talk to the captains about that. My fear is that might lead to more guns being stolen. Once people know that we have them in our lock storage, that's my fear. But that's what I did with my robbery. I went down to a Covenant. I was dealing with a litter and trash situation. I placed my gun in the lock storage because I knew if I stepped out with my cop car down the south side, somebody will find me and rob me. And behold, 5 minutes later, 2 guys pull up with guns and rob me.
Didn't Denzel get a DAP for that, Captain?
Yeah.
He did, actually.
Right.
So we should put our guns away.
Weird,
if we're
weird
going
how
out.
that works.
No,
Meeting with people.
no,
Okay.
no. Cletus, first of all, you better watch
Sorry,
your mouth, okay?
I'm sorry, Captain.
You better- you better-
Something's really
I
bothering me,
just-
Captain. I'm sorry.
I just saved us from losing a gun in the streets, okay?
You did, and so did Dan. Because he actually ended up getting robbed himself right afterwards, and he got dabbed for it by Captain Ruth.
Yep.
No, I don't think you got debt for that.
He did.
You sure? So if I
I'm
pull it up right
positive.
now-
Pull it up.
I was on duty the day that happened, okay? And let me tell you, to be fair, if he did get dapped, I did have to shoot someone for him because he didn't have a gun.
Oh, there you go. There's your answer.
But I don't know if that's the situation at hand.
He didn't get dapped for that though. So are we going to put charges on folks? I mean, is there a statute of limitations?
I'm looking at it right now. He never got depped. The first time he got depped was on January 2nd.
You're positive?
I'm looking at it right now.
Actually, if it referenced our lock storage, he was actually unaware because that was the day that they had them installed. He was unaware until later in the day.
No, he specifically told me. I remember. He said
Did he put it in the lock storage?
He told me beforehand. He said we got the lock storage, and he told me that he's starting to put his gun in lock storage whenever he has to get out of the car by himself.
Well, like I said, I don't think we would blame an officer for doing something like that, unless the circumstances where Rhodes mentioned where it allowed another officer to be in a position where they're basically, in a tough position to where you're not no assistant to them. So something like that would be dab worthy. But if you're If you're being smart about placing your gun and you're not getting robbed, I don't think we're gonna punish you for something like that. So let's not bring up information that's not correct. Thank you. Y'all dismissed.
Ooh, with the quickness. With the quickness.
Girl.
Lula,
It be shady around here.
how long
girl,
you
it be
been a
shady.
PPO?
Telling you right now, if I'm ever chasing a bike,
I
I'm
think-
fucking opening my
I
door
think
and
my
smacking that motherfucker.
halfway
Hey,
mark
I
is
did the
real
same
soon.
thing earlier today, and I
Okay.
I
Alright.
literally did that an hour ago.
Yeah.
Look, I also I'm
Good shit.
keeping this one in my back pocket. But the seniors on shift cleared me to do it anyway.
Hey, there you go. Good shit.
Yeah, there you go.
Z, it's good to see you. We've been
You
missing
know,
you.
sometimes, real quick, sometimes you have to ask for forgiveness, not permission. Just saying. Sometimes you need to see something in effect before the superiors can make a proper decision.
I'm telling you, hey.
I've made the decision.
Oh, I London
There's
styled
a
someone
hell
the
of a
other
lot of
day on a
forgiveness
bicycle.
that's going to be asked here pretty soon. Let me tell you. I pledge allegiance.
I
to
pledge
the flag
allegiance to the
of
flag
the United
of
States
the
of
United States of
America,
America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Queens Lake Cobb. Period. Okay.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to Texas, one state, under God, indivisible,
that one,
with liberty and justice for all.
How they gonna prove you hit them with the door anyway? Just say they fell on their own.
Yeah, hell. I'm telling you, I got Stumbles. He ran away from me and Bones. I got his ass for, let's see, his last report.
Stumbles, is that the one who does the balloon animals?
Yeah, I like him actually. He's a good guy. Yeah, I had to. It was one of them things where, yeah, I got on duty and everybody was sad and 5 people got robbed, 4 people, and you know, I had to pull out all the stops. So I hit some son of a bitch with my American flag, and then I drove in front of Stumbles and opened up my car door and had him run into it, and then I ended up breaking his leg, but he got back on the back and got away. And then actually I broke my leg as well because he rode over me. So I took Bones and myself to the hospital, and then he was there. So I arrested him at the hospital with Coco because I called for a 77 because I knew me and Bones had to get treated. So if it was just one of us, we weren't going to be able to get him. So, because I called for a 77 in the hospital preemptively, he ended up, Coco was able to arrest him.
I almost spoke up, and I guarantee I would have got dapped if I did earlier in the conversation.
I'm telling you.
I had to hold back. It was rough.
I'm telling you, I'm over it.
He said we need to, something about, you know, yeah, we don't have enough tools. It's not about enough tools. We ain't got people to utilize the tools we do got.
Now people just don't have enough backbone. You just gotta go in there swinging.
I'm telling you,
I gotta get out.
There's a lot of. Before you leave, Rhodes, I want you to know this. And Jimmy, you too. There's a lot of private conversations that I've been having where people have been coming to me. I'll tell you, it's over a double-digit number of people at this point, and it's a shocking amount of people that we're all on the same page. So
tired.
Some shit needs to change, or it's gonna be bad. And I'm gonna have a word with Captain Slacks again. And you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have spoken out of turn. I usually don't, but today was a dadgum disaster. I go off duty for 10 hours, and the whole city turns into chaos. It's ridiculous. I shouldn't have to not be on. I shouldn't have to have a situation where I gotta go take care of the damn farm for 10 hours. I come back and see whole damn shit's gone to hell.
Oh my gosh.
Just look at the damn reports, Rhodes. I'm telling you.
Is there any seniors around right now? Any seniors?
Me.
I seen Flop.
Flop Dugong and Barrack.
But hey, I thought you meant by age.
Yeah.
Oh no, not bad. No, I got a question. I'm gonna go to them. But yeah, no, I agree with you, Cornwood. I agree with you.
Doing the last stand.
All right. Listen, I 100% agree. Regardless of the equipment, regardless of any of that, I done made my point very clear many times. Equipment's irrelevant when we ain't got people to use equipment.
And also people not being afraid to use the equipment because they're going to get a dap. By the way,
you know what I say, dap me up, Cap.
Hey, you know, but here's the problem now. You get enough daps, you end up like Denzel, ain't been on duty about a week. And I'm telling you, Denzel's daps are not complete. That's my own. You know what? I'm keeping it to myself because I'm getting hot again. I'm getting damn heat.
All right.
Oh, hell.
Well, I'll see y'all out there.
Oh wow. See y'all. Road.
What?
Why
Hold
you
up.
ask me them questions? Oh.
I just want to make sure this, really locked. Why
So
done
what's
ask
the
you
tea?
what?
Why are you questioning me, huh?
Well,
What's the tea?
I'm your parole officer. I'm your
Okay.
toll officer.
Okay, what does that mean?
Well, that means at some point I have to check in with you. I need to be looking over your reports, so you best be making sure they of top quality. Okay?
Oh,
I picked you.
No, please
picked
teach me how
you.
to do a traffic stop.
What?
Yes, I want to learn.
What do you mean you want to learn? You already know how to do them.
No, I don't.
You better stop playing right now. You better stop. I chose you to make my life easy. Yeah, I did not choose you to teach you how to do a traffic stop.
But you'll teach me how to do a traffic stop though, right?
If necessary, but that's not necessary.
It's necessary. It is. No, it is. Trust.
I got a ratchet song to listen to.
Girl, are you going alone or you want a friend?
I'm going alone for now.
Did you know the cars are manual?
No.
Okay.
They're not manual, are they?
They were last storm. I don't know if they were joking or not.
Lock it up for me, please.
That's what they said. So, I don't know. Oh, it's not now. No, they're fine. I think.
Bot's not broken. This just isn't.
Is you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, good.
$130, 10-8.
Copy that, Mercury 10 at 1649.
It worked before because I played it on Spotify.
Copy Mercury 10 at 16.
But it didn't have the background.
Hey, 100 to Barrick. 7. What's your 20?
This is Rhodes' new theme song. What the fuck? Too slow and downbeat for Rhodes, but have you listened to the lyrics? Listen, okay? I need everyone to just like listen to the lyrics. Don't pay attention to the song it sounds like, okay? Hear the lyrics. A true anthem. I don't even know how I found this fucking song.
Use the clutch or something.
Dispatch 130, 1038 northbound Popular Street, Nurse Cross Capital. A sanitation truck, I believe, occupied 3 times.
Copy that. Copy that. Marking traffic at 1723.
Individual in the back, if you wouldn't mind just hopping off, moving over to the sidewalk. I don't want you to get hit in the event where my vehicle gets struck. Hello.
Hello, how's it going, officer?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm Officer Rhodes of the Los Santos Police Department. How are you?
Oh my god, bro, are you alive still? How are you alive?
What do you mean, how am I alive?
5 years is a long ass time for people to do something. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to say nothing, but I'm glad to see you, I guess is what I'm
Oh my gosh.
That's a weird way of saying I'm glad to see you, buddy.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Now,
The
driver.
windows on this thing are stuck. If you would like me to come out, if you want something like my license or anything.
No. If I need anything, I'll let you know when I'd like it and whatnot. But driver, do you know why I pulled you over?
That's something you'd have to tell me. I could speculate, really, but you'd know the reason.
You're right. You're right. I just wanted to know if you were aware of what you were doing wrong. Because I definitely saw you speeding.
Really? You saw me speeding? I'm pretty sure I was driving a speed limit. And if not, there was very little in terms of going over that.
I don't know about that one. That don't sound correct.
Doesn't it?
Isn't
No.
the speed limit 55 now?
Yeah, speed limit is 55, but when I saw you heading northbound, it was definitely over that.
That northbound? I guess we are going northbound.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little. The road is not even, so I can put a speed limiter on, but this thing weighs 3 tons. It'll go over that every now and again for a couple miles.
Okay. All right. Well, driver, if you wouldn't mind, I am going to need to see your identification. You could just hand it off to your driver who can flash it over to me. I don't need it. I'm just going to write your information down.
Sure. You want
Yeah, here you go.
And can I just get confirmation your state ID is 3849?
That is correct, yes.
All right. And your last name is spelled... hold on 1 second. Actually, so fucking difficult to read. It's Seliverstov. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
All right. Well, just give me just a moment. I'll be with you shortly, okay?
Of course.
All right. Excuse me.
How the fuck?
Dispatch 197, clear wildlife issue at the tow yard today.
Copy that. Marking 10 at 1745.
Still technically speeding. You can think of it once. Yeah, I mean, ain't nothing I can do about that one. No. Because there's 3 of us and you all could be armed. Listen, I'll cop a ticket every now and again just to see him in numbers like that, honestly. Because they're like endangered species at this point.
All right. Hmm.
Yeah, I better eat at home than.
All right. Doo-doo-doo. All right, sir. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to be issuing you a citation today for third-degree speeding. That's the least severe of the 3 degrees.
Sounded serious.
Well, from my understanding, third-degree burns are the worst, right?
Yeah.
And so they work opposite of burns. Where third degree is the most severe when it comes to burns, third degree is the least severe when it comes to a traffic citation.
Why would they do that? That's confusing.
You know what? It actually is very confusing, except when you start to consider like first-degree murder or second-degree murder. Like the lower the degree, the more severe. No, I'm just saying in terms of the law, right? First degree is more severe than second degree. So it makes sense.
Did you kill somebody?
No, that's not what I said. I'm just giving you a general concept of degrees within the system of the law.
Well, it also just sounds right for like first-degree murder has a ring to it, whereas third-degree murder, you're like, yeah. Huh.
Exactly.
Would he poke the guy with a fork? Like, come on.
Yeah, I guess it's
But then I'm gonna be real. I think there are certain possession charges where, in terms of degrees, it may even work opposite of that. So, listen, I don't make the laws. I just
changes?
actually maybe it remains the same. Yeah, it's neither here nor there. So driver, I am gonna be issuing you that citation. It is gonna add a point on your license, and it is gonna be a $300 citation. So a lot of people don't realize this, but with the new speed limit legislation, although the speed limit has been increased from 35 to 55 in the city, the scope or range rather between third, second, and first degree has narrowed. So before, third degree speeding in a 35-mile-an-hour zone was from 35 to 70, but now third degree is from 50 to 70, but the fine is doubled, or 55 to 70, the fine's doubled. And then I believe it's, I want to say another 15 from that one to the next degree.
71 to 86.
Yeah, that sounds correct. And then that's a $600 citation. And then if you exceed the speed limit by let me take a look at my notes here. Let me just flip through these.
I mean, it does make sense. You get more levy, but the punishment is more harsh for,
Pretty much, yeah. Hold on, let me flip through the pages. Oh, here we are. So within city limits, 55 to 70 is third degree, 71 to 85 is second degree, and then anything above 86 is third degree. Now third degree, or I'm sorry, first degree.
You're confusing yourself now.
No, I was trying to read them off, and after all the conversation, fucked that up. So to clarify, 55 to 70, third degree, $300 citation, 1 point on your license. 71 to 85, $600 citation, 2 points on your license. First degree is 86 and above within city limits, and that's a $1,000 fine, 3 points on your license.
Jesus.
Yeah. So keep that in mind, because I mean, every single citation has at least doubled since 35 being raised to 55. And
that
then
only goes for speeding or all the other traffic infractions as well.
All the others. Well, no. When you said all the others, I thought you were asking if that's like just within city limits, because the other speed limits have also been increased from my understanding. From my understanding, it's 75 on Route 68, Sustancia, and Joshua, and then 90 on freeways. But that range still remains the same, so it'd be 90 to 105 is third degree, 106 to 120 second degree, 121 and above is first degree.
Well, The lesson I've learned from this is I've got to stick to highways because I can't break the speed limit there.
Do you have a chart?
No.
Yeah, it would make it easier if you have a little like
you know
pamphlet or
what?
something.
You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. But it's something that if I just had on a chart in reference constantly, I would likely rely on that. And so for me, I'd rather say it a million times over. You know, repetition, burn it in my mind.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense, but man, I need something like a post-it note I can put up on the dashboard.
Yeah, I'm a visual learner, so it would be helpful.
10 to 15 over the limit is third, then it's second, then it's first. We're not really serving the citations here to anybody.
You could say that. You could say that. All right, so driver, I am gonna need your signature here along the bottom. It's not an admission to guilt, just indicating you've received the citation. And if you deem it appropriate, you can attempt to appeal it any time in the next 30 days. Okay. All right, passenger, if you wouldn't mind handing that off to the driver for me, please.
There you go.
There we are.
There you go, Ivan.
There you go. I'm not
All right,
sure.
let me hand it back. Let me hand it back.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Just
Question
a moment
though.
here. Yeah, what's up?
Don't mind. Would you be able to tell me how many points on my license do I have?
So I can tell you what I currently see. However, I suspect that the MDT is a bit delayed with the application of points, because every time I apply the points to someone's record, it doesn't seem that it immediately reflects. So it may take some time, but looking here, let me take a look.
That system processing, man.
You know how it is with old systems. Whenever
Yeah,
you need
yeah.
it to work, it decides not to. It
Gotta love
displays
technology.
3. So if these points are delayed, that would mean you're at 4. Alternatively, maybe it did update immediately, and if so, that would be at 2. But I'm going to assume it hasn't, and it's likely 4. I'm actually going to check in on this in like half an hour, see if it updates.
Oh, good.
All right. Any other questions?
Yeah, can you explain the current point system for licenses?
Yes, so you're allowed up to 20 points. Once you exceed 20, so the moment you hit 21, your license is suspended, which means it's now a misdemeanor, aka an arrestable offense for you to drive. So it's practically the equivalent of having a warrant out for your arrest anytime you're driving a vehicle. Here's the thing. Right now, I don't know that there's any sort of written legislation or indication as to when points expire. I can tell you that historically, it has been 30 days, or essentially the equivalent of statute of limitations, which would imply that 30 days from now, this point would fall off. If you received 2 points yesterday, it'd be 30 days from yesterday. But again, I don't know if that's something set in stone, but historically, that's how it's operated.
Okay.
And how many points do you need to get out of jail free card?
So the acquiring points is not a good thing. It's actually a bad thing. So it's not something you want to do. And there is no get out of jail free card. This is not an arcade in which you can redeem points for toys.
Well, that's stupid.
Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. Beyond that, did you have any comments, questions, concerns?
No, glad to see you, really. Hope I
All
see
right.
you more around. Hopefully not in a situation like this.
Well, if that's the case, y'all are going to be free to go into the back of my vehicle. My emergency lights are off. And passenger, you the one that was on the back, just make sure you get on the truck after we're gone. Just because, again, in the event where any of that traffic behind us were to strike us, last thing I want is for you to, have your leg slammed into the truck here. That'd be atrocious.
Yeah,
All right.
I appreciate that.
Not a problem. Y'all have a wonderful day. Stay safe.
You too. Have a good shift.
I'll try. Dispatch 130, latest 38 code 4, 130 10-8.
Did you just try to walk through the death zone? Really?
No. No, what you need to do is move your damn car.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.